When the sweet smell of chocolates entwines with the aroma of engine exhaust, and it's impossible to escape the sounds of drivers cursing a plethora of chicanes, you can only be at one place. With the Drivers' Championship still very much in doubt, under a sinking European sun, Apex Online Racing's Formula Renault 2.0 Championship comes to Circuit Zolder for the penultimate round on its 12-event Season 8 schedule. Hello and welcome to the Global Sim Racing channel and the countdown to green. Way up in the press box to bring you our bird's eye view is Soup and Crackers, yours truly, Bill Soupson, joined by Sean Crackers Ambrose. The hardest working man in sim race broadcasting, Joe Peak, has director duties, armed with cameras, located, aimed, zoomed, and focused by GSRC's camera guru, Dougie Beard. As cyberspace flows into your place over these 15 streaming award-worthy minutes, GSRC will bring you all the storylines, all the stats and facts you'll need to fully appreciate the double-header format that consists of an initial 40-minute feature followed by a 25-minute sprint. GSRC will be here to bring you all the action live as it happens as we count down to green. The last time the AOR brought Formula Eagle to Zolder was just last season. Only one of those names you see on the overlay is associated with this season's point race. There's our overlay. Then that name is Mark Usher. But that was then, and this is, well, obviously this is now. So let me reintroduce Sean Crackers Ambrose to talk about Zolder.
Soup, I just finished off a pan of moles frites here at Circuit Zolder, and trust me, if you get here to the track, you want to try the moles frites, okay? Remember that. They built this facility in 1963, and it hosted the Formula One Belgium Grand Prix all but 1 year between 1975 and 1984. But over the years, numerous safety improvements and renovations have taken place. Many, of course, inspired by the tragic death of Gilles Villeneuve back here in '82. But even though Spa, Belgium's marquee track, is now home to that Grand Prix, Zolder is still a very busy place, hosting the Blancpain Sprint Series, the Euro Track Racing Series, the Euro Touring Car Cup, and even the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series races here. But today it's all about this 10-turn, 4-kilometer layout that'll feature quite a few challenges all the way around. The layout of choice today is the alternate configuration, which straightens out the Jackie X chicane there, turn 10, just a little bit. That leads to a faster front straightaway heading towards Erst, the very difficult left-hander at turn 1. But as always, the best way to get an idea of what this place is really like is to jump on board the GSRC Formula Renault 2.0. Take a trip around Circuit Zolder.
All right, we've got Scott Newton in the GSRC Formula Renault 2.0, so let's do a lap around Zolder. Coming down to turn 1, the downhill braking makes it hard to get the car to turn into the apex. Because of that, passing isn't always the easiest thing into this corner. That won't stop drivers from trying anyway. Then switch back and set it for 2. This corner and turn 3 are effectively the same turn in one long arc. Be careful not to drift onto the big curves of the outside where you could damage your car. Hold to the left and try your best to focus on the exit of turn 4. This medium speed turn is critical to your lap time because of it leading onto a fairly long straight. Plus, there's an enticing place to pass at the end of it, but this first chicane will bite you if you come in too hot for an overtake. Whether it's getting a cut course penalty or tearing up your car's floor on the sausage curbs, be careful of its pitfalls. Now we crest gently over the hill and keep the car to the left for the best entry for the second chicane. There's 3 apexes here, so it's much tougher to get them right. Keep hugging the inside so that the third one lets you get to the power early. Swing it down low through turn 7, and you can take it flat out through the bend. There's one more big crest, and once more, keeping the car on the left side all the way to the grass will give you the best line. The turn 8 hairpin will be a popular passing spot since it's one of the few braking zones that isn't a chicane. Some drivers will get you back with an over-under, so be aware of how deep you take it into the corner. As we weave through this little squiggle, we now near the end of the lap.
The last chicane is very single file in the alternate layout.
You'll give it the tiniest of lifts on entry, thread the needle, drift across the track, and you've now finished the lap around Zolder.
I don't know about you viewers, but for me, the highlight of any GSRC broadcast is the time you get to hear Joe Peak describe a lap around a racetrack. He does it again going around Zolder. Nobody does that better. Now let's look what happened last time out at Mid-Ohio. Now, Mark Usher needed a big day, and he got a big day, winning the feature and coming home fourth in the sprint. Add in 4 bonus points, and the privateer earned best of day honors. Harrison Finch finished right behind Usher in both races. All those hours on the phone with the internet provider paid off for Charlie Summers. His connection held up for him, and he collects a pair of third-place finishes. Carl the Man Jansen won the sprint. And how about Manuel Hoyer? He makes his 2nd straight appearance on the best of day chart. So, how did that affect the point standings? This is really interesting. Going into Mid-Ohio, Mark Usher was 26 points back. Coming into Zolder today, he is a point ahead, 1 single point. But very important is that 0 pocket point. Look at that. There's no room for a bad result from Usher. The poor performance by Renault Osterkamp forced the SimRC driver to cash in some of those drop race insurances. Likewise, the Radical Online Adam Tierney. You think SimRC Patrick Kessler is too far behind to be a legitimate threat? Well, he trails the leader by 26 points. That's the same distance the current point leader was behind just last round. With 2 laces left, even Jean-Francois Gaudin, if he gets hot, could steal the crown. Oh man, that is great. That is some exciting championship battling going on. Let's go to the Tier 2 championship, where, you know what? It's another week of no appetite and hair falling out for the GSRC staff boys, Simon and Poindexter, because the AOR does not supply information for those 2 nerds to give us the Tier 2 standings with drop races accounted for. The raw numbers is what we'll be looking at, and this shows Red Devil's Daniel Morris with a 32-point lead. No shows from Eunice Fast and Lucky Vastamaki in the last 2 events has the Berlin Sim race driver down another spot, now in 3rd. Again, drop insurance could help, certainly, but Vastamaki is really struggling in the standings. Apex UK's, that's Scott Newton, he moves up to 2nd. The Orange Viking, Knut Martinson, and Forrest Fissy's Sarah Dove round out the overlay. Finally, to the team championship, where there's not a lot of news up front. My gosh, SimRC, those guys have been hot. We're talking about Renault Osterkamp and Patrick Kessler. You saw both of their names inside the top 5 in the driver standings. No surprise to see them running away with the points championship. But how about this? All season long, we have been impressed by positive SimRacing greens, Harrison Finch and Lubomir Morris. Look what they've done. They've moved up another spot into 2nd, dropping what the pundits thought would be the likely champion, Radicals Online. That's Adam Tierney and Josh Thompson down into 3rd. Everybody else does some shuffling around. Hey, look at 9 and 10th. Charlie Summers, he's the lone driver for Red Devil Grand Prix. He's up 5 spots. Also, Manuel Hoyer, the only driver for Positive SimRacing Blue, up 5 spots as they make their way onto the overlay before the season concludes. All right, Sean, we've gone through all the points. We've talked about the track. How about we look at the race details?
Soup, let's do it. The penultimate round today, 11 of 12. 2 drops will help you complete this season. That's 2 races per event. And Soup, we have a feature and a sprint race every week. So it's a combination of those equal 1, and you get 2 races, essentially, 2 drop this season. The setups on these cars are open, Soup, and if you've not watched this before, well, basically they have free reign to do what they need on the cars and get them ready for this race. Now, the temperature today, Soup, it's mostly cloudy today, a bit overcast, 65 degrees outside, 68 degrees on track. That's in Fahrenheit, of course. We can bring our buddy in, Joseph, and let him translate the Celsius centigrade for us if we want. But Soup, the feature race details today, 40 minutes, of course, this first race. They are qualifying now, just about 4 minutes left to satisfy that need to see where they grid. We'll need 1 pit stop in this 40-minute race. There is not enough fuel on board to finish. The incident cap will be 15. Of course, that is any contact or off-track incidents. And here at Zolder, you can definitely pick up some off-tracks. Fast repairs, no, you won't get them. The standard point system is in place for the feature race, sir.
And you know, that round 7 race that we had at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve was so exciting, we decided to put up the graphic there for that. We showed round 7 and 12. But it is indeed the penultimate round, 11 of 12 going on, the feature race going on. Let's go ahead and take Let's talk about pit lane, because that is always important. And to do that, we'll bring in our pit reporter, Joseph Ringrose, to tell us about the pit lane here at Zolder, which is intriguing.
Indeed it is, Soup. Well, it goes straight off the final corner. We're using the alternate layout, as mentioned before, so no chicane. Straight on, and then they have a chicane. Many chicanes on this circuit, and one down pit road. Pit exit is slightly different. It takes you all the way through France and Belgium, and then you finally get into, well, out onto track into the entry of turn 2. So it takes a while.
Yeah, honestly, Sean, I believe when they built this track, they had a buy 3 chicanes, get 1 free sale, and they had this extra one that, let's go ahead and put it in pit lane entrance. And then, my gosh, the pit exit, if there is a more meandering pit exit on iRacing, I don't know what it takes you out of the pit lane through parts of France. I think you see the Eiffel Tower before they finally bring you back on track.
Yeah, and you know what? You've got to be careful getting that out of that pit exit, because you can pick up a penalty, a drive-through penalty, very easily there, Soup, if you cross the line too soon to get back out on the racing surface. So it's not a very bright line either. It's kind of washed out a little bit. You have to really, really watch that very carefully. Lord knows I've cut that many times in practice and thought to myself, what am I doing wrong to get back on track here? But it's very tricky coming out of Erst there and then into Sterwacht and then into Canal to get things started on this race.
Sean, a lot of passing zones into chicanes. Probably the first one they'll see is I guess it's corner 5, the Klein chicane. Curbs, though, so important here. It's big and dangerous.
They are, Soup. They certainly can be. Now, I will tell you that it does seem like in a couple of areas that the curbs have maybe been reduced a little bit in this alternate version of the track. I found them not to be as extreme in the Klein chicane, if you can believe that. And there's also a spot right outside of turn 3, outside of Canal there, where there's high curbs off to the left, and I ran over them. It didn't destroy the car, so I was a little surprised by that, but we'll watch those areas for concern. I will tell you what's very different about turn 10, the last chicane, Jackie X there, the fact that it's been altered and it's much faster. You're probably not going to see too many chances of passing side by side through there. That could be a race ender for you, and it's very, very fast through there, but the way the line travels through there, it really seems like it's only suited for one, so I doubt we'll see side by side there.
This year in the Americas, we were privileged to have a solar eclipse that went through our entire country. What's happening right now in Belgium, surprisingly, the astrologers and all these scientists were surprised that we're having an eclipse right now. As you see it going dark here at Zolder, but we hope to get that fixed right now.
Well,
go ahead, Sean.
I was going to say, with qualifying wrapping up right now, it's Oosterkamp that's put down a brutal lap. It's the only one that's gone 119, Sue.
Now, we have a new name in here that we haven't seen before sitting at the top of the qualifying. How about Renault Oosterkamp? It's a very pleasant name with that holiday coming up here soon. I'd kind of like to go to Oosterkamp. The whole family could go there. Look for eggs, have a breakfast. We may do this. Oh, we're back here. What a beautiful day. You see those long Belgium shadows there as the sun is sinking. This is late afternoon skies. What about our track temperature? We can get that. Oh, we better go to our grid. Actually, we got to get this done. How about Renault Oosterkamp, Mark Usher, Row 2, Fabrice Bernoso, Charlie Summertime, Christian Tkach, Jean-Francois Godin, Patrick Kessler, Harrison Finch, Ty McLeod, and Carl the Man Jansen. Sean?
Okay, and 11th, it's going to be Josh Thompson, Adam Tierney, spot 12, Stephen Herman, 13th, 14th, Scott Oldton, Daniel Morris, 15th, Manuel Hoyer, 16th, Knut Martinson, 17th, Lubomir Morris, 18th, Rudolf Nagel, 19th, Evan Imre, rounding out your top 20.
Enric Andre, Connor Ryan, Sarah Dove, Tom Van Hoyman, Christoph Holstein, Urka Lindstrom, Alexander Valdo, and Alec Hudson. I'm late to the joke here, as clearly the AOR guys are playing a trick on the commentators. We're not that bright. It's actually Renault Oosterkamp. It is on our timing and scoring over here. They played a little trick on me, and it says Oosterkamp. Also says Charlie Summertime. So, boys, come on, don't take advantage of the those of us who are not quite as mentally sharp as the rest of us.
I'm going to take part of the blame for not warning you there on that. Sorry about that, buddy.
Whiz. I'm tempted to call Renee Easterkamp the entire race now just to punish him. All right, we wait for the drivers to get going here. They take the grid. Relatively small field for the AR, only 28 drivers here today. That's commonplace for a lot of series when they get near the end. To be honest with you, 28 after an 11 rounds, pretty good attendance still. The big points, Renee Oosterkamp sits 1 point back from Mark Usher. They sit 1-2 on the front row. This could all come down to bonus points. Gather up the chickens, take cover me on the cows because the horses are out of the barn, and it is Renee Oosterkamp leading the stampede down into that left-hander. That is corner number 1. Mark Usher gets tapped a little bit. He's going to be okay. Very, very close, losing some ground. Fabricio Donoso, as he got into the rear of Usher, he falls back. Charlie Summers takes over 3rd. Christian to catch in 4th.
Wow, Soup, and there were a lot of cars that went 3 wide through Erst there, but now they're getting things sorted out here. Still 2 by 2 back through the deepest part of the field.
That has allowed Oosterkamp to run away with it. The back half of your top 10, Finch, Kessler, McLeod, Janssen, and Tierney. Stefan Herman races back in 11th position. Tierney now in 11th. They start to go single file. They negotiate through the first chicanes very well. They get through the second chicanes great. Now they head down into corner number 8. This is that tight right-hander. Usher is through. Meanwhile, Oosterkamp running away.
Unfortunately for Patrick Kessler, he didn't make it through turn 7. That chicane got his car around, did not make any contact with anybody. Lost a lot of spots.
Remember, Kessler in the championship hunt. He's sitting 4th in the points. He needs a good day here in Belgium to move up in the standings.
He's in 27th now, Soup, so he's got work to do. Another car off the track.
Daniel Morris had a spin.
Morris, yes, and not just him. Morris and Imre, both. They're both going to take their cars right to the pit, Soup.
Interesting. They had the spin, then they drove across the grass and did a kind of meandering pit entry. Joseph, take a look at this one. We talked about pit entrance. We didn't mean it was done this way.
No, sorry, we sure didn't. That's not really the way you want to be taking it.
Interesting way to do it.
Yeah, but a lot of the guys, I hope, won't be taking that route when they come to make their pit stops around 2/3 into the race.
Sean, what do you think's going on there? Think that they figured the car was damaged? They had to go in and get repairs?
Yeah, I'm thinking so. Yep.
Well, you do have to take one stop, but there's not enough fuel. They'll certainly have to take another stop, so that's not going to be a good day for them.
And they're still sitting there, Soup. They're still there in the pit box, so that damage might be worse than we initially thought.
Remember Daniel Morris in the hunt doing well in that Tier 2 championship. That's going to hurt him. Looking at third position right now. 3. That's Charlie Summers. He's got Christian to catch behind him. To catch a veteran of this series. Already has a championship under his belt.
The catch is to come, and here he is on his way. Wow, Soup, things have started to spread out here pretty quick. Do have a side-by-side battle here, though, going into turn 3. Rudolph Nagel actually now gets a little bit of space on Scott Olden. Olden, we've not seen him this season, but so far so good here. Still hanging on in the top 15.
Joseph, what's up with the Tier 2 driver, Daniel Morris?
So as you saw, he had that incident, sort of pit lane area, final corner, and he had damage. He's repaired that car. 26 seconds stop, 35 seconds down pit road. Up down Evan Imre, he is still in the pits in the box.
Got it. Let's go back to 16th position here. We're going to look at this battle going on. This is Rudolph Nagel in the mix of this. He's chasing Sarah Dove. Dove's the engine of the train. Dove in 15th, Nagel. Morris back behind. That's Lubomir Morris, remember, of the Positive Sim Racing Green Team. Looking to make a move on Nagel right now. This is within the points, and he's going to get it done into the chicane. Do they touch? No, they're still fighting. Watching the whole thing, Christoph Holstein.
Nagel already working with a little bit of damage on the right front of that wing. Ooh, Morris right there, right up under the wing, gets right by him here. Soup going into Urs, going to have to let off a little bit.
There comes Holstein ducking there as well. I think Holstein may have got a little bit into it. Now that gives some momentum. How about this? The rookie, Connor Ryan. He's been making some great strides of late. He's in this battle as well, racing in 19th position in the Dos Equis position. Here he is again, Erka Lindstrom. Always so close. Can he get 20th? Can we see him on the pole when they do the regrid for the sprint race? Maybe. Right now, he races in 20th. Look at the side-by-side. Now that is Holstein. Gets the pass made on Nagel. Nagel going the wrong direction.
Oh, Adam Tierney is around, and that we were just about to get into that battle. He spins right in front of Francois Godin and Eric Andre. Donoso gets by.
Stefan Herman was right behind him. He got by as well. Remember, Tierney, another driver in the championship hunt. He sits in third. Tierney notorious for bringing the car home clean. That's not what he wanted to do. That's certainly not in his modus operandi.
It looks like it just got away from him there. A bit of an overcorrection, and it cost him big time.
So when it's all said and done, he's falling way back into about 13th position. Yeah.
Man, Osterkamp is just throttling it right now. Fastest lap of the race here early on is a 120.2.
Do me a favor, Sean. Could you, director, could you put the camera real quick on car number 781? That's 14th position. I just need to figure out what they're doing to me here. That's Scott Newton. Okay, they've renamed him. I couldn't figure out who he was. Guys, you can't do this to me. I don't know who I'm talking about. Scott Newton racing in 14th position right now. For the life of me, it says Scott Oldtown on my monitor. Who the heck could that be?
Oh, you know what? They got me too. They got me on that one too. Sarah Dove, Lubomir Morris going at it. Morris just gets by, puts himself up in the 15th spot. I'll tell you what, though, this group here, they have let the front half of the field get away. Scott Newton's already 2.2 seconds ahead.
Look at that right there. Let's go up to 5th position. This is a good battle. This is to catch and Finch. Oh, with that said, I hear something. Oh, no, we got a car off big time. Erka Lindstrom. Yeah. Remember, we were talking about the Dos Equis position? Not this time, Erka.
Boy, John. Oh. Yeah, let's go to the replay. That's all right.
Let's stay on it when you're done, director, and then go to Josh Thompson. You don't even need to leave the replay. We'll watch this one. We got 2 spins right in a row. Oh, my goodness. Bam. And then let's quickly look at Josh Thompson. I think we'll pick him up as well.
Yeah, Josh was just a self-spin suit.
And he's out. He was racing. Thompson was up as far as, I think, about 6th position. We talked about to catch and Finch. He was right behind those guys.
Yeah, he's going to bin it coming out of turn 3. Or, I'm sorry, turn 4.
Look one more time at this one.
Out of Bianchi here. He just loses it, just slides off track on him. Gets through 3 clean. Car just bites right into the barrier.
I just do not want to harp on this issue because nobody likes to be criticized, but it has not been the season that Josh Thompson wanted. It continues to be a disappointment for him. We had such big hopes for him coming into the season. Certainly, it has not panned out for him. But, Sean, it's almost over. Season 9 coming.
Good battle right now. I'm following here. Jansen, McLeod. This is a battle for 6th. McLeod looking awful racy here.
Both these guys qualified in 10th and 9th position, so they are up several spots. Jansen has been very exciting to watch all season.
Yeah, Ty McLeod's good for a little bit of excitement every now and then, and I'll tell you what, he's going to take the fight here to Yance. I don't know if it's going to do any good, Carl. He's starting to kind of settle in here, maybe find his groove.
Joseph, Josh Thompson, Manuel Hoyer, Patrick Kessler, what's the story?
Well, we have 2 retirements now, Manuel Hoyer and Josh Thompson, as you just saw with his incident. Manuel Hoyer, I believe, was on lap 2. I don't think we caught what happened to him, but also it's a very, very busy pit lane after those various incidents with Alexander Waldo, Tom Van Hoyman and Patrick Kessler all in the pits. Patrick Kessler wasn't involved in those incidents, but he seems to have an incident by himself. Had some damage, 13.8 seconds, and he's in and out.
Yeah, Sean, 30 minutes to go. That could be in the beginning of it.
It could be the very beginning of the window. Yeah, definitely. Boys, good battle still on screen here. This one going on between McLeod and our friend Carl Jansen here. McLeod just right in the wake of that Formula Renault, and not able to just do enough to make a pass. Is not finding the great passing opportunity here yet. This has allowed Francois Godin to kind of come into the picture here soon.
We look at Godin racing in 8th position. Let's stay on this a little bit. Maybe go up one spot there. Look at the battle for 6. Get an idea of what the track is like as they head down. Now, this is the chicane that they took away. There used to be a real sharp chicane on the normal layout. This one, in my opinion, is much better. Kind of gets you nice. Has a little more flow going down into the straight, Sean. But look at the run now from McLeod. This is what that chicane taken away does. Gives the driver a chance to make a move into 1. He's going to try it. Not going to happen.
I'm going to huff and I'm going to puff and try to blow your house down.
Down it a bit more as we ride on board. Another fun corner is corner number 4. You got to watch out about the incident cap because there's a little speed to be gained. Sometimes you can push really wide, go out here into the sand. They do not. They keep those Renaults right on track.
It's a tough thing to do. It really is, Soup.
Now down into this chicane. And my little MX-5, you want to bounce over these chicanes. Boom, boom. And the little MX-5 handles them well. Not the case of these little Formula Renaults, right, John?
Yeah, not so much. You can really, really upset the car through there.
And another chicane here. Boom, boom. And then this is all called, I don't know why, this is called complex. It's called 1 corner. All through here. This is corner number 7.
Turleman.
Oh, and I wonder, I think maybe McLeod maybe picked up a slowdown penalty. Nah, he just lost some time. And here comes, you talked about it, here comes Godin.
Yeah, he's right there now. You know what? I'm not going to count out Stefan Herman either. He's starting to threaten here from behind also. He's just about caught this battle, only a second and a half here behind Francois.
With that done, let's drop back to 20th position. It's the Orange Viking Kmart, Knut Martinsen. He's in the Dos Equis position. Boy, it would be sure fun to see Knut up there on the pole for the sprint race. That would be exciting. He's right behind Alec Hudson. It's about 2 seconds gap from Hudson to Martinsen. Patrick Kessler, though, he could be somebody to watch. He made that pit stop. He's about, oh my goodness, he's almost a minute behind Martinsen. So I don't really think, unless there's attrition ahead of him, which could happen. Kessler, though, in 21st position. Keep an eye on him.
Do you see Rudolf Nagel just pulled in off the track? He's got some wing damage. That means he's going to need a nose replacement. But he is in for what may be a scheduled stop here. I don't know. We'll see. He's down and away.
Rudolph a little farther back in the field. The viewers are saying, okay, you're covering the back. What's going on up front? Well, guys, you're not missing anything. It is Rene Oosterkamp up there. Go ahead, Sean.
Tierney and Andre are fighting here. Tierney trying to get by. Andre not willing to give it up here immediately. Oh, Andre's pitting. And Tierney spins it.
Again, another spin. And you almost got to start worrying now if he doesn't has to worry about the incident cap. Well, I don't think he will because he noses it in on the spin. On my camera, I didn't see him do this quite so badly. My goodness, for Adam Tierney, this is 2 series worth of incidents here in one race. Half a race.
Well, so that's Newton and Andre both in Soup. And that, I'm going to guess, sir, is a scheduled stop. But, boy, Newton gets... I'm guessing Andre had some damage to replace because Newton got out on, 5 seconds faster?
Oh, he sure did. He's the leader of all the cars who've pitted. He's out in front of Enric Andre. Newton now in 14th position, 16th position. He's our benchmark. Don't know if I actually said what was going on up front or not, or if the Tierney incident got us away. Rene Oosterkamp out in front by 3.5 seconds over Mark Usher. Remember, boys and girls, they sit 1 and 2 in the points. Usher a point ahead of Oosterkamp. Sean, this could all come down to bonus points. You get 2 bonus points if you can do a race clean without incidents.
Well, boy, we've seen a lot of incidents so far. It's gonna be hard to get out of here without any.
But maybe none from Oosterkamp, maybe none from Usher right now. That's those 2 guys. Every point's going to be important. Meanwhile, Charlie Summers is racing in 3rd, and actually...
he's having a good run here,
yeah.
Sir. He really is. He's hanging right there with Usher. And then the battle right behind him is still really... well, I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah, that is Rudolph Nagel. There we go. Fooled me too there. That is Christian DeCatch getting around.
Yeah, but Nick, I sure as I get off of that, though, I mean, Finch is only 1.3 seconds back. Finch has done a good job. He's up 3 spots. He qualified 8th. So Finch right where he probably wants to be right about now.
Let's go to 2nd. Usher's going to have jeopardy of losing 2nd place. On the outside, Summers making a move into 1. This is the sweeping left-hander that turns away from the center of the track. Usher fending him off. He's got to be careful. Charlie Summers racing for nothing but glory and pride. Usher racing for a championship. You almost have to wonder if you're Mark, would you be better off letting Charlie go by? Mark says, no, Soup, I'm only a point ahead. I gotta get every point I can. So nice to see Charlie Summers racing without blinking at us.
Remember, we're not supposed to mention that.
Okay. Sorry. No, he's got that straight. I have confidence he's in there locked in right now. Sean, I want to talk about pit stop times. Listen to these times that were going on. Andre, 11 seconds in the box. Nagel, 12 seconds in the box. Kessler, 14 seconds in the box. The only guy who did it right, Scott Newton, 5.3. That just goes to show you how easily those extra time, that's all from damage that these guys picked up on track from the curbs or banging against another car.
Well, I mean, right now, Scott Newton sits 45 seconds away from our leader, Rene Oosterkamp. So, you know, it's going to be really...
Here's a pass for 2nd. Here it comes. Another challenge on the outside this time. Summers with a great run again, though. The defensive line from Usher in that blue car.
Yeah, Erst is such a tough place to get that done because you got to cross back over to the other side of the track when you get out of it.
That seems like the preferred passing zone. Now, when I've raced here again, I've never raced in the Formula Renault, only in my little MX-5. This would be it coming down into 5, but look how far Summers is back. He's not going to get there now. And then after this, there's really nowhere to pass until you get back around the other half of the track. They just meander through here, so Charlie will have to wait. Another way to do it is simply sit behind him, maybe burn a little less fuel, try to pass him when the pit stops come. You're watching the Formula Renault 2.0 Championship, round number 11 from Zolder. Our 2 points leaders race 1 and 2, but Mark Usher is under attack. Joseph?
Yeah, well, I've been looking at my timing screens, and we've had a vast amount of retirements and incidents which have caused people to, well, call it quits in the feature race, and that means we're now left with 20 cars. We have 3 cars. We have 3 cars still in pit. Andre's car looks absolutely wrecked, so it looks like if you're going to finish now, you are definitely going to score points. So these rookies that maybe haven't scored a lot, or some of the teams lower down, for example, you look at Josh Thompson and Adam Tierney, both radical guys are out. That could be easy gains for the other teams.
And Sean, the rules say it's the top 20 get regrid if, and this is a big if today, you finish no farther than 1 lap down.
Correct. Yes. So, oh, Daniel Morris coming in. That's going to be his second stop. So, boy, we may be losing another one here.
While Renee Osterkamp is out in front, I think the winner might be Zolder, which is often the case when we race here. This is a tough track.
Who won today? Track dude.
Yeah.
Soup, it happens. This is a tough circuit, man, and it's let's face it, it's not a perennial favorite. Here comes Summers with another run down that front straightaway.
Well, it didn't work once. It didn't work twice. His third time the charm? Nope. Try that one more time. What that is doing, that defensive line that Usher has to take every time around, it's just killing his lap times as he just falls farther and farther behind Renee Osterkamp. And Sean, Summers is hustling.
Yeah, hustling indeed. That first one to run a 120 flat. Woo. Remember, the pole was a 119. So as the fuel load starts to lighten up on these cars and they approach their pit window here, they're turning some really breakneck speed now.
Again, the leader of all the cars who have pitted is Scott Newton. He's really not going to be a factor to get up front, but we'll keep an eye on him. He currently races in 15th position. Look for him to jump several spots when drivers ahead of him come in. Maybe we can give a little love to some of the drivers we didn't talk much about. How about 15th position? Oh, that's Newton. Let's go up to 14th. How about Sarah Dove racing all by herself out there?
Yeah, Sarah's just keeping it out of trouble.
Just ahead of her, the rookie has really been impressive. We talked about him being an up-and-comer, Connor Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan's had a very positive start. He's up 9 spots here, Soup. He's crawled his way through the field, avoided a little bit of trouble, has kept the car clean.
We go from a rookie to a veteran, Christoph Holstein racing in 12th, again by himself.
Yeah, and Christoph's our biggest mover of the race right now, starting back in 25th. Jean-Francois Godin, I see, is making his pit stop coming in. Joseph, what do you see down there?
Yeah, so sort of the first top guy, sort of top 10 guy to make a proper stop. Doesn't seem to have any damage to the car. Should be pretty clean. Around sort of 4 to 5 seconds. I'll keep an eye on it.
It looks like he's going to get out well ahead of Newton. Oh, how about that stop time there, Joseph?
Fastest time of the race by about 0.7 of a second. So with all this damage that everyone's been getting and the incidents, as we've mentioned, it's allowed the guys who maybe not always up there, if they just have a clean race, it's just easy points.
We'll see how that plays out with the guys that he was racing with, if he can jump a few that way. One driver that would like to make a jump, Christian Tkach in 4th position. He's been following these guys that have been battling in front, Summers and Usher. And that remains, let me give the names in order, Usher and Summer.
Got another big hitter coming in, Ty McLeod, bringing it down the pit lane.
While he's in there, we'll see if we can pick up the driver that did pit. That would be Godin. And right now, Jean-Francois is just coming out of the final corner, heading towards that chicane.
He is, Soup. And let's see, McLeod not rolling yet. Oh, McLeod's got damage there on the pit lane. Yep. That's going to cost him here. And here comes Godin.
See you later.
He's going to, yep, see you later.
4.1 was the pit stop time in the box for Jean-Francois Godin. 12.5 for Ty McLeod. That's what damage does. And Sean, it may not even affect you on the track. Your lap times may be good, but iRacing makes you fix that wing.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like your mom before it goes to school. Tuck your shirt in. I'm late. Tuck that shirt in.
Put your snow cap on.
That's right. That's what takes the extra time.
All right, well, yeah, you know what? Francois is the man now. Christian to catch, just pulling in.
To catch, remember, was following the guys of Summers and Finch, so we'll see how that goes. If you can get a quick one, you should get in and out. iRacing has a little random element to the pit stop times, but it's not nearly as big as it is on some of the lower classes of cars. For these Formula Renaults, it's pretty close. Your 4.1 stop is going to be right where he wants to be. To catch is in. And Joseph, how do you do?
Yeah, 4.5 seconds, clean stop. Wasn't really any issues. But with Ty McLeod, we're speaking that he had damage on that VRT machine. He was following Carl Janssen.
Oh! Catch on pit exit. He got collected. Who got him? It was the Orange Viking. Oh my goodness. He got out his sword and stabbed to catch.
Oh boy.
I'm going to give an opinion on this one. To catch has to come out. Boy, maybe he just didn't see him. I guess it would be an axe, not a sword. Thank you, director. Boy, it looks like Christian was on the inside.
That's an awful tough one to call there.
Yep.
Charlie Summer, Renee Osterkamp are in soup. We've got to follow Christian to catch and see where he's at. He's still the leader of all the cars that have been in.
That gives the new Mark Usher will now be our leader. No bonus points for leading a lap, though. Only bonus points for clean laps and fastest laps.
Here comes to catch. Through the final chicane now.
Usher rolling. Working his way around the Eiffel Tower. Now he comes back into the country of Belgium. And he files out just in front of Lubomir Morris in 7th. Of course, Morris still needs to make that stop.
Boy, and that moment for to catch on exit, that really cost him because, tell you what, he files, Summers files out to almost 4 seconds in front of to catch.
Martinson's still out racing, and now Canute's goal will be to try to stay on the lead lap. He's got his pit stop done. He's one lap, or I'm sorry, not on the lead lap, but no more than one lap down. That car took a big hit from the Kmart.
Usher and Finch are in soup. I can't talk anymore.
Summers stays out. He's going to get a chance to be up front for a while. Oh, Summers already made his stop. So that'll be fun. Let's see what's up. Summers has made his stop already. Right now, he is working through that final chicane. Osterkamp is by. Usher rolling. There he goes. Now, where's Summers? Usher again meandering. Playing a little Pokemon Go. Picks up the Pokemon. Boy, look at this. He's going to come up behind Osterkamp and in front of Finch. Where is Summers? Joseph, what happened to Charlie Summers?
Out of one. It looked like he just spun. And yeah, just lost time. Christian to catch also got past, and obviously that means he's lost position to Harrison Finch. So the top three is now Osterkamp, Usher, and Finch.
Wow, that's a big development.
And it looks like all the stops have been done. The final driver to make a stop, Sarah Dove, as she actually she's been in there against Sarah having a long stop as well. In there for, oh my, 17,
really,
18, 19.
Really long.
Oh, did something happen to Sarah that we didn't catch? Not that I can find. Oh yes, she had a spin. It was well back. We're not going to be able to get this well back. She put the car looped around going through the chicane. That car's damaged. That's why she's in there so long.
Zolder has been tough on this crowd today.
Sean, if you and I get in this race right now, we could probably steal ourselves a top 10.
You know what? There's a chance. No, I have no chance to.
Only 10
I was
minutes to go. I guess.
horrible in practice yesterday.
All right. Let's see if the drivers will behave. Sean and I will try to run down the drivers that are still out there. We'll do them 5 at a time. Won't take us very long because there's not that many cars. Renee Osterkamp up in front. It was a lot farther. It was about 4 seconds before the pit stops. It's now 2.5 seconds. Mark Usher. Usher had been pressured by Charlie Summers. He's long gone, racing all by himself now. 2 seconds up on Harrison Finch. Boy, we sure hope Harrison Finch comes back for season number 9 because he has really been strong the back half of the season. He sits in 3rd right now, almost 4 seconds ahead of former champion Christian DeCatch, who races in 4th. He's only got a second on Charlie Summer, who races in 5th. Sean?
All right, and it's Carl Jansen there in 6th, and it seems like he's been in this spot for most of the race, Soup. It's really got an outside chance of catching up here to Charlie Summer. We'll see, but Fabrizio Donoso riding in 7th, having a good run. Fabrizio been solid here in this race, and boy, things have paid off. He had a little trouble early, so it's a bit of a recovery drive, but 7th is still good. Francois Godin finds himself in 8th right now, and not where he planned to be, I'm sure. And just behind him in 9th is Ty McLeod, who's managed to hang in there. Ty's had a little bit of trouble. In fact, I saw him have trouble in one of the chicanes earlier. He popped the car all the way in the air and survived it. Scott Newton in 10th, and that's where we sit in the top 10.
In 11th position, it's Stefan Herman. Boy, he's having a quiet run. He's got about 3 seconds up on Lubomir Morris, the Positive Sim Racing green driver. Our director thought he heard someone wreck, as did I. Alec Hudson looks like he looped the car around. And oh my goodness, Scott Newton is the one we want to watch on this one, as Newton goes for a ride in the dirt. We're going to see it right now. We're looking at Newton. If we found the spot, got to make sure we're on the right section here. I thought Scott was going to look at the evasive action out into the beach. Oh. Little David Hasselhoff there. He's back on to the pavement. Let's continue our rundown, as I think we got back to Lubomir Morris in 12th position. Go back a little bit more, 1 spot. That would be Christoph Holstein having a nice run in 13th, still on the lead lap. Back to 14th spot, that would be Rudolf Nagel. Nagel again on the lead lap, but not for long. Is 1 minute and 13 seconds behind the leader. Connor Ryan, the rookie, in 15th. Sean, and then you get to try to figure out who might be able to get the regrid. Anybody can do it?
Well, 16th right now is Knut Martinson. Now, he just got by Sarah Dove, who had trouble in the Klein chicane, spun the car by herself, had to let a lot of cars through. So Knut in 16th right now, Sarah Dove in 17th. And then you drop back to Alec Hudson, who currently sits in 18th, Sue.
1 lap down.
Yes, 1 lap down, right? Daniel Morris, also a lap down, 2 laps down, actually, for Daniel Morris. So he sits in 19th. Patrick Kessler, now, where is he? No, Kessler, 2 laps down, also sits there in 20th.
So the question is, looks like Daniel Morris. My time he only scores 1 lap down, but you're showing
1 lap. You're right.
Okay.
I'm sorry. No.
So
I had missed when they had gone across the line.
So he is in the regrid spot right now, and I'd like to see, as he's doing, that car is not all that fast. Let me see if he's under risk of being lapped. No, he's got quite a way. Oh, Fabrizio Donoso has had a problem. As has Christoph Holstein as well. Let's see what we can get here. Donoso was ahead of Carl. Oh, he spins right in front of Jansen. Get out of the way, trees. Going to happen right here behind the foliage. Oh, we're going to get a good view of it. It's going to happen right here. Carl does a good job of not getting into him.
Well, you know what? Donoso finds himself, though, back live, finds himself in a battle now with Ty McLeod. Those two wheel to wheel here, Sue.
Yeah, let's stay on it. I cannot get my idea of what Donoso is. He is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Sometimes he is so strong. Right now, he's struggling for 8th. Look at McLeod all over him. Let's stay on this, because now they come up through this sweeping through Butte.
Ooh. McLeod almost runs off track right there.
Sure does. Now through this right, left, right combination. Then the sweeping right-hander. They're coming up on the back of Kmart. Is that for position? No, Kmart's a lap behind him. This with about 5.5 minutes of racing to go. Kmart will just want to get out of the way. He does. He lifts. He lets them by. Now they go down into Jackie X. They've taken this chicane as a lot less severe. Now back out. This is where we watch Charlie Summers make the pass every time on the outside. Let's see if McLeod can get a run. 3 car lanes back. 2 car lanes back. Not going to force the issue. That is a battle for 8th position. Boy, McLeod really using the boundaries of the asphalt. Jean-Francois Godin moves up a spot. Gets around Carl Janssen.
Yeah, look at that.
Janssen, another driver that sometimes he cannot be stopped, sometimes less impressive.
Yeah, you know what? This track has just not seemed to have been suited for him today. He's never really looked like he could charge to the front. You know what I mean? It just seems like it hasn't been there. That spark is missing today from Mr. Janssen. Godin going to have to work hard there to hold him off, though, over these last 4 laps.
Let's go back. Our director's doing a great job finding battles for us. Let's go back. And this is McLeod, Newton, and Herman. This battle for 9th position. Herman's the one who really is hungry right now, trying to make a duck on the inside. Can't get that done. This will be fun as they head through the chicane and then down into the long straight. They got Sarah Dove in front of them. She's a lap down. She's not part of this battle. Nevertheless, they're going to use her as a little bit of a tow. Sarah lets 1 by, lets 2 by. And it took too long for Herman to get there. And you know what? Let's bring into the mix Lubomir Morris in 12th. Oh, Sarah, you are right in the hornet's nest now.
She sure is.
And 2 more gets by. All right, Miss Dub, nothing more for you to worry about. You got quite a distance before the next guy's coming. It's Patrick Kessler, and he's several laps down. So, that battle now for 9th. McLeod ahead of Newton, Herman, and Morris. These guys they're really bugging me changing the names on my timing and scoring. I'm going to come into their house, change all the labels in their medicine, see how they like it.
Yeah, they're messing with us, Sue. Little kind-hearted fun here with the GSRC commentating staff.
Wait till they try to take an aspirin and find out it's a laxative. They'll have a different feeling for it. Oh, right there.
Boy, you almost wonder if he lost a little bit of the downforce there, following so closely behind Herman. That car just snapped on him.
Morris had that problem. Then I also saw McLeod with a spin too, but maybe that was not current. That happened a little bit before. But Morris is still going to get to race. 2 minutes of racing to go. Oh yeah, remember this guy? It's Renault Oosterkamp. Was not wire to wire as some drivers took over the lead during the pit.
Boy, he's just been really solid here today, Soup. Renee, we get a chance to talk to him. We're gonna have to find out how much time he spent in Belgium, because he seems to have this one figured out.
Our director and Joseph, you've been watching this battle here with Nagel and Connor Ryan.
Yeah, Connor has sort of been around 1.5, 2 seconds behind Nagel since the stops. Connor had a bit of damage, Nagel didn't, so that means Nagel jumped Connor throughout stops, and Nagel still got damage, and that's allowed Connor to catch up. So, and they're going literally a couple of attempts, nothing between them at the moment now.
They got Harrison Finch coming up. Oh, and and look at that. Connor Ryan says, Harrison, I don't want to mess with you. Go on through. I don't want to mess up with your your battle there. He lets the third place driver through. 47 seconds of racing to go. We have to be careful that we don't miss. I do not think this is the checker flag. I think we're going to get the white flag this time by. Our leader now going through the X chicane. Boom, boom, gets that done. Comes across the line. There'll be about 25 seconds of racing to go. And of course, I'm talking about Renault Osterkamp. He trails Mark Usher by a point in the standings. A win is certainly going to help. Mark Usher, though, right behind him in second. Racing without any pocket points in it for insurance. One mistake from Usher would be deadly. He brings it home safely. That's not the case for Osterkamp. If he were to make a mistake, at least he would get 22 points. That's not going to matter right now. Osterkamp on the back half of the track. We ride with the SimRC driver, looking to pick up his first crown. He's been around for many, many seasons. Finch in third. Charlie Summer going to be comfortably in fourth. Takesh looks like he's going to get fifth. Osterkamp now just has this final corner, this right-hander. It's a tough one. It goes, it's almost a hairpin. It's more than a 90-degree corner. He negotiates that one. Nothing but this kind of straightened out chicane here of 10. Round number 11, the penultimate round of the AOR Formula Renault 2.0 Season 8 Championship. He weaves back and forth. The feature race goes to René Osterkamp. Right behind him, Mark Usher. Let's go back and see if we can pick up one of those battles that are out there. How about McLeod? Looks like McLeod in ninth is safely going to come home ahead of Newton. The other battles were more than a lap down, so those have probably finished up. From my timing and scoring, it looks to me that Daniel Morris is going to get our regrid position. Sean, we call it the Dokes Eckes position for XX mean 20, but we didn't get to 20 this time. 19th was the magic spot.
Yeah, we fell a little bit short there, Soup. It's, again, tough race for these drivers today. And, well, the attrition, the lapped cars, just a bit strange for a Friday evening romp here in the AOR. But you know what? They've got a sprint race left to straighten things out here, Soup.
We do. As always, this is a doubleheader event. And you know what, Sean? What's the best time of any doubleheader event?
Soup, the best time, I'm sorry, I was a little behind you there, buddy. The best part
wait, Sean, what's the best time of any doubleheader event?
It is the break in between the races, Soup. It's a perfect blend of the post-race high, pre-race jitters. I'm done.
Right, let's get to the break. We'll be back. You know what we're going to do. Back in a few. Darkness falls upon the land. The midnight hour is close as hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize y'all's neighborhood. Nope. It's not Thriller, but we do have some technical issues that has our screen dark right now. You're watching the Global Sim Racing Channel's coverage of the Apex Online Racing's Formula Renault 2.0 Championship, Season 8, Round 11 of 12 from Zolder. We can give you the finishing order right now, though. And it was Renee Osterkamp coming home just in front of Mark Usher. Those two race 1, 2 in the points. Very close indeed. Harrison Finch comes home in third ahead of Charlie Summer. Christian DeCatch rounds out your top 5. The back half of your top 10 is the French-Canadian Jean-Francois Gouda, Carl the Man Janssen. Fabricio Donoso comes home in 8th. Scott Newton is our top Tier 2 driver, just ahead of Stefan Herman, another Tier 2er. Sean?
All right, and in 11th place, it's going to be Lubomir Morris. Ty McLeod fought hard for that spot. Will finish 12th. Christoph Holstein, a good run for him. 13th, 14th for Connor Ryan. Rudolph Nagel, 15th. 16th, the Orange Viking Knut Martinson. Sarah Flying Dove, 17th. Alec Hudson, 18th. Daniel Morris, who we believe will be your pole sitter here when we get restarted for the sprint race, 19th. And Patrick Kessler rounds out your top 22 laps down.
If our interpretations of the rules are correct, Patrick Kessler finished in the Dos Equis position in 20th, but since he was 2 laps down, he does not get the benefit of the regrid. Hitting blackjack, the Frenchman, Enric Andre, Adam Tierney in the double duck position, Josh Thompson and Tom Van Hoyman in 23rd and 24th. The quarter century mark goes to Alexander Baldo. Urka Lindstrom, Evan, Rolling Thunder Imre, didn't get to talk about him much. He got out early. And Manuel Hoyer in 28th position. All right, there you have it. Sean, do we have anybody to talk to? I think the darkness has scared them away.
The darkness has scared them away. Don't be afraid of the dark. Embrace it.
Well, let's go ahead, and before we leave here, oh, look, we now got a picture back there. At least I don't know if that's a real picture or not, but it looks a little pretty. There we go. All right. Let's go to Joseph Ringrose for a minute. Joe, you were looking over the order there. Do you still have that up? Who do you like on the regrid here? Who do you think might be strong?
Well, obviously it's a short lap, so we saw many guys get lapped with their various issues. So if I'm correct in saying it's Ty McLeod on the pole.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have a lot of the fast guys near the top of the grid. Renault Osterkamp's going to be P13 or P12, I believe. So that isn't too far down, but he's got some fast guys ahead of him to contend with. You've got the likes of Carl Janssen, Godin, Takat, Charlie Summers, Harrison Finch. So anything can happen. We know that.
Ty McLeod was the last car on the lead lap, finishing in 12th, but unfortunately they're also going to include some of those other drivers that were behind him 1 lap down, like Holstein and Ryan, Nagel, Martinson, Dove. Sean's going to be fun to see drivers up there. Sarah Dove going to be close to the top, racing in there. And then, of course, we'll see how this plays out. What we'll do right now with Daniel Morris coming back on the pole, we'll go to break right now. We'll be back shortly. It is a beautiful day here in Belgium at the Zolder circuit. As long as the moon doesn't get in front of the sun, we think we got our solar eclipse issues solved. So you're watching the Global Sim Racing Channel's coverage of the Apex Online Racing's Formula Renault Season 8 Championship. This is the penultimate round, once again, from Circuit Zolder in Belgium. And it is now time, Sean, for the always exciting sprint race. How does this work?
Soup, this is how it works. It's 25 minutes long, and we're going to invert the top 20 from the last race. Actually, the top 19 from the last race, per the rules. Now, we're not going to need a pit stop in this race. Not technically. We've got plenty of fuel on board to get this race completed in the 25 minutes. But here's what you got to look out for. Damage. You may need it. We've already proven that by the first race. You're going to get one chance to get that backup car down, out, and on the track with a fast repair. Now, the incident cap is a little bit less here, Soup. It's only 11. And at the rate we saw guys having trouble, you know, we might see somebody slip off into the twilight zone before these 25 minutes are up to date. Now, the points work on a reduced point system. Okay, it just pays a little bit less here in the sprint race than it does in the feature. 20 points go to the winner as opposed to 32, and there on down it scales all the way to 16th, the last points paying position here on the sprint race.
And with there being no pit stops today, we've decided to have Joseph Ringrose climb the stairs, coming up and join us in the booth. We're going to change his name tag from pit reporter to point reporter. His job is going to be to follow our 2 points leaders in the standings, Renee Osterkamp and Mark Usher, as they negotiate their way through the 17 cars that will be in front of them. Joseph, they want to be fast, but they want to be clean.
Yep, we saw in the feature race that this track can take its prisoners, and that's not what they want with going into the first race. It was Osterkamp 1 point in the lead.
Yep, that was Usher.
Ahead of Usher.
But coming into this one now, with Osterkamp getting that win in the feature, those will be switched around a bit. So I'd imagine he's probably out in front, depending on the bonus points. But Sean, what they got to do is not get into trouble.
Yeah, Soup. I mean, boy, we saw so much of it in the first race. I mean, we don't want to harp on it, but guys, be a little bit more careful through, and ladies, be a little bit more careful through Jackie X, so you can make it to the start-finish line. And yeah, be a little bit more careful on the Klein chicane even. You know, we also saw trouble down in Erst, turn 1. So getting this race started. Now, we didn't see any trouble on the start in the last race. Hopefully we don't see any trouble on the start this race. But Soup, as the sprint race usually goes, everybody from the back pushing really hard to get to the front there on that opening lap.
Now, there is only an 11 for the incident cap here, but I like to call it the Bathurst effect when you get to this kind of track. Honestly, if you're getting to 11 X's with all the curbing here and stuff, you probably damaged your car. So this is not the kind of track, Sean, where I think incidents play a big factor, because if you find yourself with that many, you're already in trouble.
Probably so. I mean, incidents here generally lead to damage. So good point there indeed. But yeah, you know, already we're seeing here most everybody has made it back. So even those that went out early have come back and want a second chance at trying to grab a good points paying position here at Zolder in round 2 today.
Another thing that Usher and Osterkamp will have to worry about is there were a lot of good drivers that finished off the more than one lap down, so they didn't get the benefit of the regrid. They'll be behind them, so those guys will be trying to work their way through the slower cars in front while keeping an eye of some serious competition that will be chasing them down. It'll be fun to see what's up front. We have some fun names up there. Sarah Dove once again up at the very front. She's always good to keep an eye on. We have other drivers that we'll see up there. Scott Newton as well, I believe. Ty McLeod. We want to keep an eye on our also Kessler, I think. Oh, Kessler didn't qualify, so that's a driver that'll be behind the points leaders. Just about 5 more seconds left to practice. We can't go to the grid until iRacing populates it, but when they do, we'll get through it. So Sean and I both get our commentator's bonus. We like to go out to McDonald's after these races, and if we get these commentators' bonuses done for calling the grid before they go green, GSRC is kind enough to buy us lunch
Soup, I have an app on my phone that lets me order ahead. How about that?
There's the grid. Here we go. On the front row, it is Daniel Morris and Alec Hudson. The Flying Dove, Sarah Dove, back there in third. Knut Martinsen flanks her. Rudolph Nagel and Connor Ryan in row 3. The next row is composed of Christoph Holstein and Ty McLeod. Row 5, Lubomir Morris. He'll be fast. Watch out for him. Stefan Herman. Sean?
Row 6, Scott Newton, Fabrizio Donoso. Row 7, Carl Jansen and Francois Godin. Row 8, Christian Tkach and Charlie Summer. Row 9, Harrison Fitch, Mark Usher. And row 10, Renee Osterkamp and Patrick Kessler.
In blackjack, it's Enric Andre in the double duck spot. Adam Tierney. They are followed by Josh Thompson. 3 big names in a row. Tom Van Hoyman, Alec Valdo back there. Urka Lindstrom, Evan Rolling Thunder Imre in 27th. 28th goes to Manuel Hoyer. Looks like all 28 drivers came back to grid up with us. They're going to try it one more time. The feature race is in the books, and now we race the sprint. Points are a little less. Daniel Morris up in front. Gather up the chickens. Take cover behind the cows because the horses are out of the barn. And it is Daniel Morris leading the stampede of 17 other cars down to the first corner. Sarah Dove follows him. Knut Martinsen, Alec Hudson, and Rudolph Nagel round out your top 5.
Man, look at this sea of cars all trying to get through Sterowalk there and on their way to Canal, through Canal now. Still 3 wide in certain parts of the track here. Whew, what a mess. What a sea of Formula Renault 2.0s.
Joseph Ringrose, I see Usher in 18th spot. He's behind. Boy, he's got Godin, my God, some Finch, and oh, it's a parking lot. Somehow they avoid hitting Usher right now as they check up. Osterkamp back there now making a move on Usher. They are side by side for 18th position. Osterkamp gets the nod over Usher, maybe not. Oh, Usher gets it back. Sean, are you looking this battle
Yes,
for 20th is insane.
It's insane. Josh Thompson in the middle of that mix. He's trying to put himself up through the field. He's got Patrick Kessler right at his wheel. Osterkamp right in front of him.
There's a huge break from 13th, from Jansen in 13th, back to Finch, and then it's all heck back there with Tkach, Godin, Osterkamp involved in it. Somehow, though, they are all still racing. Oh, somebody pulling off. We've lost one. That is... Osterkamp is pulled in the pits!
Oh, Enric Andre with a huge shunt coming out of Jackie X. He goes off into the grass, and you're going to see straight into the barrier and then careens back across the track. Here it is on the replay.
And then if we can...
Here we go.
Look at...
He's just going to miss it here out to the left. He's going to hit the barrier and then careen back across the track. Just one car winds up over in the pit lane.
So that happened. Meanwhile, our point leader, the winner of the feature race, Renee Osterkamp, has brought the car in the pits. I'm not sure he actually wanted to come into the pits. He got into the nose of somebody right at pit entrance. I'm not sure the car turned. I think it's a possibility he may have gone into the pits just by accident.
Yeah, I'm not sure, Super, if it was the carnage in front of him and he looked to get away from it.
Well, he stopped in there. Meanwhile, this all going on behind Daniel Morris, who's 2.5 seconds ahead of the Orange Viking. Knut Martinsen racing in second. Nagel in third. Connor Ryan. Let's go to this battle for 4th position. Connor Ryan on the outside. Here comes McLeod. Boy, there's more bumping and bagging going on back there. Christian Tkach was off on the grass. Tkach's barrel rolled it. Oh, he does an Olympic maneuver. Oh, that's too bad for Tkach. Meanwhile, we look at Connor Ryan.
You know, we missed another one, too. Manuel Hoyer went off track solo by himself and destroyed the car. Had to tow back.
So, Joseph, are you able to see Mark Usher? Has he survived? Is he still racing?
Well, according to my screens, he is. We have lost quite a few guys, though. According to my timings, Christoph Holstein had a big wreck. Obviously, Christian Tkach Harrison Finch.
Let's go to Carl Jansen. Just had a spin right in front of us. Sorry to interrupt. Boy, Usher almost got him. Woo.
Yeah, as I was saying, sorry. No problem about interrupting me there. Soup, obviously, a big incident there for Carl Jansen. It's Harrison Finch, Manuel Hoyer is actually out. Adam Tierney, another miserable, day for him. Retirements in both races. And another really bad day for Tom Van Hoyman. Again, a double DNF.
So, Sean, my goodness, Usher dodges a bullet there. Jansen falls back to 20. Jansen has had more trouble. Boy, he's in the wall. That's it for Jansen now. Okay. Every time I think catch our breath, we never can. Go ahead, Sean.
Josh Thompson continues to move through this field, trying to overtake Waldo now, heading down into turn 1. He gets through Ernst, takes the outside line, and gets right in front of Waldo. Another spot up through the field. He's up to 16th. Soup, he started 23rd.
That's a points-paying position for Thompson now, helping out his teammate. Adam Tierney, as that Radicals Online team tries to score a few points. Let's run down maybe we can get some of these drivers to tell you what's going on right now. Now, this is Nagel for 4th position. He's being under attack. I think he might have just lost the position, actually, to Ty McLeod.
He did.
Now he's under attack there by Stefan Herman.
He did. He's trying to get this back here, and McLeod fighting back hard. McLeod there on the inside.
Now, this is, as they go down, now they're working their way through 1. Now they head down into this. It's a 2-corner 2-3 complex. It's a sweeping right-hander that goes on forever on the way to 4. This is Nagel in 4th, Herman in 5th. All this going on behind Ty McLeod that just got around those guys. Let's move up. I think that's more important. Let's go to the Orange Viking in 2nd, because here comes McLeod.
He's on his horse. He's got the reins in his teeth, buddy.
Ty McLeod look at this, boy. A great exit from McLeod, a horrible exit from Martinson, and McLeod moves up to 2nd. McLeod takes pride in these sprint races. He says, if I can get through the feature anywhere close to the front of the sprint race, watch what I can do, Soup. And sure enough, he's doing it again. He's worked his way up from 8th position, up 5 spots, now into 3rd, and he's only got, only 5.5 seconds before he gets to Daniel Morris. Morris out there all by himself. Started on the pole, racing nice and clean.
Scott Newton back there getting that position away from Sarah Dove. That was a battle for 11th.
Oh, it's been. Let's go to Lubomir Morris. He was in a tight battle with Fabrizio Donoso. It just happened, Director. He was behind Connor Ryan. I think he might have got a little bit.
As a fortunate spin for Morris there. It could have been a lot worse in this section of the track. It's just a slight bit of contact here, Soup. I think that's what started to kind of tip him.
Yeah, that was I think Lubomir Morris may need to, or Connor Ryan may need to join the Me Too movement there. He's got a unwanted kiss there from Lubomir Morris.
Well, I'll tell you what, Lindstrom, Godin now going at it for 13th place. Godin on the outside. Ooh, he's good. Oh, that did not end up well. Circa Lindstrom is around. That was for 12th. And they get together down in the Klein chicane, Soup.
My goodness, another incident. We're looking at it now. Urka Lindstrom, a better racer than his results would show. He's always something happens to Urka there. We're watching it now. And he goes, do they get together? No, that's not where it is. Oh, we're live. Sorry. We're back live. Sorry. Waiting for something to happen that's not going to happen. Thank you, Director.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go. Can we check in on third right now? This is Knut Martinson. He's being hounded by Nagel. In fact, Nagel just got into the back of him a little bit there. Oh, look at the run. Here we go. This is going to be fun coming down into the Klein chicane. Martinson takes the defensive line. Popcorn and Coke in hand is Summers. Nagel gets the pass made again. Oh, man. Osterkamp just gets crushed out of that one. Herman has a spin right behind him. That was exactly behind him as he was coming in behind.
Yep.
He checked up. He loses positions to Ryan. And Mark Usher up to 7th. He's passing them on the track. He's passing them when they're in the grass. Mark Usher, with Renee Osterkamp having trouble having to make that pit stop. A chance for Usher to pick up more points.
Yeah, Usher just spent a couple laps behind Connor Ryan trying to figure that out. He finally gets around Ryan and gets that 7th spot, up 11, Soup.
Looking at it right now, that's Summers on the outside. We've seen it a million times before. I haven't actually seen it work. And it works now.
Somebody finally got that move figured out. Then he has to jam on the brakes so he doesn't hit those bumps over there, Soup.
Look at Nagel, though. I love Nagel. Let's not give up the ghost here as he continues to hound Nagel back to 4th. All this going on behind the pole sitter, Daniel Morris, who's just been running away with it. My goodness.
Usher under attack here from Knut Martinson, trying to figure out a way to get around Donoso, but Knut really, really digging hard.
Remember, Donoso already has a win this season. We've seen him be really, really strong. Right now, it's Usher and Donoso. Usher cannot fool around too long because he's got Martinson and Ryan behind him. This is a battle. Donoso in 5th, Usher in 6th, Martinson, Ryan, not too far back to Newton and Kessler.
This is a good battle. 5th back through about 11th, Soup, is really anybody's race right now.
We don't need to go there, boys and girls. I want to give you a number. Mark it on your clipboards. Right now, with 13 minutes, under 14 minutes of racing go, Daniel Morris 5 seconds ahead of Ty McLeod, but McLeod is making inroads.
He is. He was about a half second faster the last time they came around.
Don't need to go there yet. I just want you to know that we see it, and you should be watching it on the score. You can watch it on that ticker up in front as it cycles through. Watch as he gradually wheels him in. Usher back there now in 5th position. We're looking at McLeod. There he is. That's the guy who's making a good run. We talked about him before. He loves the reputation of being able to put in good results in these sprint races. Now look at this for a side-by-side. This is Ryan in a battle.
Oh, boy,
my goodness. That's Martinson with the guy with the run is Kessler. Kessler side-by-side now with Martinson as they come into this combination, which will be a right, left, but don't give up yet. And then we lose one.
Kmart's around.
He went right, he went left, but he never made it to the next right. So the Orange Viking is out, and he's going to park it, let everybody comes around. He does a great job doing a little wide turn, brings it out right in front of Holstein. Martinson drops back into 14th position.
Look at all those. Wow, 14th.
We go back, we continue on that battle, though. It's Newton in 9th. That has not stopped. As they go down the straight. Leader of the train. That car getting out of the way. Don't be fooled. That is a... Oh, my goodness, he got into him. That was Connor Ryan got into him with Newton. I thought Ryan was getting out of the way.
Boy, Newton.
I thought he was a lapped car. He was going so slow. Maybe he picked up a slowdown penalty. It was a battle for position, Sean.
Yeah, and Newton's really banged up there after this.
We're thinking he picked up a slowdown penalty out of the final chicane, had to serve it, and then got into the side. Oh. And you can look at it another way. He was far over as he could. Maybe he just got chopped. The car isn't invisible. It takes up mass. It has to be somewhere on the track, right?
Can we go back to Morris, the 9th place? He just got by Stefan Herman. Herman fighting back here. Herman going to try and take this spot back.
Great
not going to
going on.
Boy, battling through the hairpin.
Joseph, you want to talk, as we look at this, you want to quickly talk about those Radical Online guys? They did not have the day they wanted.
No, we usually expect them to be at the top, probably sort of top 3 teams in my opinion, and it's a double DNF, both Adam Tierney and Josh Thompson once again, as they did in the feature race. So yeah, very disappointed. That's
on the heels of a bad one last round as well, so that team continues to disappoint. John, here he comes. That's a good job, trying everything he can to get around Herman. Now we're looking at Usher.
Yeah, Usher's got a battle there too with Nagel.
Boy, Usher has been trying. I think he's got to run now. Again, careful, this is a technical section. Oh, he gets it done before the twisty parts. Nagel drops back into 5th. Donoso right behind him. Hello! So Usher has made his way through Nagel, through Donoso, now up to 4th. More points coming for that privateer driver.
You know, Soup, we were talking about the Radicals Online guys, and boy, that team is going to leave with their head in their hands, and everybody's going to get to ride on the lorry back to HQ, and probably going to have some splaining to do when they get back there.
All right, boys and girls, get out your clipboard. Remember I told you to watch that interval? Well, he's knocked another half second off, and of course I'm talking about Ty McLeod. It's now, oh my goodness, 4.3. He is charging.
He certainly is. I'll tell you who else is charging. Donoso, not giving up on this spot that he gave to Nagel. Donoso wants that back here, Soup.
Sure, absolutely. This is a battle for 5th. Boy, he got close to him, didn't he?
Sure did, and had to lock him up just a little bit, got a little wiggle out of his machine. Donoso having a really fun drive here, though, and he sends it. Boy, he almost sent it right into him.
Catch his breath, gather it up, run him down again. He was right behind him. Now he's 0.7 of a second, but he's faster. But like my dad always said, passing somebody's like milking a rooster. The hard part starts after you catch it. And that's what Donoso's trying to do, is milk that rooster. That is Rudolf Nagel. We're looking at Morris now in a battle with Connor Ryan. This is a battle for 8th. Also in the mix, watching back there, Stefan Herman. And Jean-Francois Godin. It's really a 4-car battle. Here comes the move. This time I like it. Going into one, he's going to have the preferred position. Morris gets that done. He gets out in front, does a little slide job on Ryan. Ryan falls back into 9th. Ryan trying to go around the outside of 2 and 3. That's ill-advised, because that leaves the door open for Stefan Herman. Says, thank you very much. I'll get in here as well. I'll have the preferred position through 4. We'll go side by side. There's going to be a drag race down to corner number 5. Part of the party, Jean-Francois was trying to get there. Herman said, no! And he moved over, and Godin had to wait to get through the chicane.
Battle for 5th. Sorry, Soup, to step on you there. Donoso side by side with Nagel. And Donoso is going to win. Donoso gets the spot away. Nagel's got to let his teammate Kessler get by there, Soup.
Nevertheless, Nagel doing a great job. He's fallen back to 7th. He qualified in 5th. Kessler up 13 spots. Oh! What could have been? Oh, Herman has made a mistake. Remember, he was in that battle. Let's see what happened to Stefan. Just a mistake. He was side by side. He was trying to make a move on Ryan. He got the pass made, but then the car got loose on him. Sean, good news for Connor is Connor didn't collect him.
Yeah, Connor, great job there. Newton's going to have it, because of that, Newton's going to have a chance to pick up one more spot here, Soup. Get himself possibly here to 11th. Top 10 is going to be tough. Ryan now 4.5 seconds away.
Joseph, what did you find out about our French-Canadian driver, Jean-Francois Godin?
Well, after Herman's spin, that unsettled Ryan, and Godin got a run on Ryan and managed to get through just before 1. Pretty clean move, no problems, and that's P9 for Godin, P10 for Conor Ryan.
Lubomir Morris in 8th. Let's go to 5th position real quick. This is Fabrizio Donoso. He's being challenged by Patrick Kessler. Kessler having a great run now in 6th. Up 14 spots. He's really fast. He had that horrible first round. Oh, Ty McLeod. Something has happened to Ty.
Yeah,
Let's see if we can find it.
Trying to figure out what that was. I wasn't on him when it happened. I'm taking a look here.
Go ahead. You see if you can find it. Go ahead, Joseph. What did you see?
Looks like he went off at the first chicane last lap, and that's just allowed Charlie to get through.
Oh, and he just did it again, Soup.
Oh, my goodness. What could have been for Ty McLeod. My dad used to say, if ifs were fifths, we'd all be drunk. And that's certainly the case for Ty McLeod right now, as what could have been is slipping away from him. He had a chance for the win. Not so bad, though. Still sitting in 3rd.
You know what mine used to say?
Okay. What did he say?
That's okay. I'm I'm going to save that one, Soup.
Your dad was an actual race driver. I imagine some of his might have been a little more colorful.
Some were, yes. Geez, Scott Newton with trouble.
And we talked about the incident cap, and this is what happens. Here we go now. You'll just see him blink away. I like it when we watch these from on board, because all of a sudden you're on board, then you blink away into a pretty picture of the racetrack. Here's what happens when you get to 11X. And again, Sean still wants to get a still picture of this. You cannot get a still picture of something that happens instantaneously. He's there, and then he's not. So, Scott Newton leaves. No points for him.
No points for you.
No points for you. Next. Now.
Oh, McLeod just gets around Summers. Well, those two battling. I'm sorry. Yeah, Summers had a little bit of trouble there.
Summers, remember, he misses it. He goes through the chicane. He misses that one as well. Remember, McLeod was in 2nd, had a chance for the lead, lost it. Summers got his back. Now we'll look at this here. Summers makes a mistake. Ooh, that's more than a mistake.
Yeah, he's hurt. He's hurt, and Usher is all over him now. Usher trying to get this podium spot away from Charlie Summers.
Yeah, the car wouldn't turn. That's why when I got to him, I saw him going through the sand. The car is damaged, so he's going to fall. And that's going to be more. This is watch Usher here. Usher's going to. Oh my goodness, Usher's involved in it.
Oh boy.
Oh.
That's a DQ for Usher, and Charlie is on his lid, and Charlie's done.
Was the car damaged? What happened there? They were on the straight.
Take a look at it from Charlie's angle here.
Oh, the car got off on the grass, and then he just tried to bring back an injured animal. And anyone who's hunted knows that when an animal is injured, that's when it's the most dangerous. Look at that as he does a flat fleet floozy with the McFloy. Sticks the landing.
Godin overtaking Morris here on track. This is for 6th place. Godin pulls it off. That's a great pass. Got it done back there in the chicane, back at Klein. Now Morris fighting back at the next chicane here at Turleman. Morris having Godin having none of it there.
We're looking at that battle. Battle for 6th right now.
Soup, you think Kessler's getting close enough to Donoso for it to really matter here at this point? I mean, he's there. He's there.
Yeah, Kessler would love to get a podium. Horrible feature race. Great sprint race here. From 20th, I definitely think he has the pace to get there. He's faster than his qualifying position would indicate.
You said it before, Soup, milking that rooster. I mean, okay, he could probably get there, but is Donoso just going to give him an opportunity? I don't know, man. Donoso fighting hard for this podium spot here. The rookie just having a sensational race here.
As we look at that, just to talk it, with 54 seconds left to go, it is Daniel Morris. Poor Daniel. Been out for a thought. We love you, Daniel. Up by 8 seconds over the next competitors. Daniel's got to be saying, man, when I'm a mid-packer or a back marker, I don't get any love from GSRC. I'm out in front. I don't get any love from GSRC.
Nice takeover for 9th there. Renault Osterkamp gets that spot back in Turleman from Connor Ryan.
Well, look at this. Renault Osterkamp, who I had scratched off my... Was that a pass for position?
It was, yes.
He made that pit stop. Remember, I had checked him off the list. This is points. And these are huge points when you take into account what just happened to Mark Usher.
I honestly think he pit to avoid that mess, Soup. I think that's what that was all about there for Osterkamp.
Well,
he was only in the box for 1.1 seconds. What can you possibly do in 1.1 seconds?
It's genius then. It's genius. He got away from it and it's going to work out. Oh my. So, with the white flag out, let's give a little love to Daniel Morris. He's up by 8 seconds over Ty McLeod. McLeod, who lost second position, fell back, got it back though.
Hey, he's earned this one today.
Oh yeah. Meanwhile, our winner just has to go through Jackie X chicane. He does that. Shoop, shoop. Now nothing between him and the waving gingham flag going underneath. Round number 11, the sprint race, goes to Daniel Morris. Ty McLeod gets second. Donoso was able... No, Kessler got Donoso. Kessler comes home with that podium from 20th to the lowest podium spot. Donoso gets 4th. Go ahead, Sean.
Stefan Herman just got around Renault Osterkamp. Osterkamp got to fight back. It's going to come down to the last chicane, Soup.
This is important. This could be the pass that would change the championship. Herman is going to steal a point from Osterkamp.
Wow, that was costly for Osterkamp.
Osterkamp will have to settle for 9th. They are a handful of points, but nonetheless, everyone counts. Last car on the lead lap. It's Little Bird, Sarah Dove. She's going to come home in the Baker's Dozen spot. She works that final chicane, heads towards the finish line. And with that, all the cars have come across. We're going to take a short break here on the Global Sim Racing channel. Don't go far. We'll be back to run down the entire finishing order. As always, talk to some of the drivers before we put a lock on the Zolder circuit. Back. If my cardiologist is watching, I'm okay, Dr. Fletcher. Everything is fine. My gosh, that was an exciting one. You're watching the Global Sim Racing Channel's coverage of the Apex Online Racing's Formula Renault 2.0 Championship, Season 8, the penultimate round from Circuit Zolder. This feature race is complete. The sprint race is just finished. Let's give you that order right now. Daniel Morris, wire to wire from the pole, was never challenged. He does it. He's our winner. Ty McLeod started in 8th, comes home in 2nd. How about you look up Hard Charger in the encyclopedia, look for a picture of Patrick Kessler, 20th to 3rd, a great run from him. Too bad he had such a poor feature race. Fabricio Donoso, 12th to 4th. Rudolf Nagel started 5th, finishes 5th. That's what you call consistency. The French-Canadian Jean-Francois Godin in 6th. The rest of your top 10 is Lubomir Morris, Stefan Herman. Rene Osterkamp made a lap 1 pit stop. He comes home in 9th. Points are going to be really interesting come the grand finale coming up next week. Connor Ryan in 10th. Sean?
Let me take the next 10 because it's full of big names. Soup. Evan Imre, 11th. Knut Martinson, 12th. Sarah Dove with actually a pretty good race. Soup finishes 13th. Urka Lindstrom, 14th. Christoph Holstein, 15th. Charlie Summers, man, what could have been for him in this race? 16th. 17th. Mark Usher. Scott Newton winds up 18th. Christian Tkach, 19th. 20th. Josh Thompson.
Let's just point this out as well, because these are all points that'll matter. Charlie Summers finishes 16th. Mark Usher, 17th. Those were the 2 drivers that were involved in the incident. I believe Summer gets the nod for position because he led the previous lap. Usher finishing just out of the points. Hitting blackjack, Alexander Valdo, Alec Hudson in the double duck spot. Carl the Man Jansen in 23rd. Harrison Finch behind him. Tom Van Hoyman, Manuel Hoyer, Adam Tierney, and Enric Andre round out the 28-car field. All right, Sean, I'll let you up first. Who are you talking to?
Well, Soup, let's pull in Tom Van Hoyman. Tom, you know what? I'm going to just ask you the obvious question. How tough was this track today? I mean, your finishes in the first race and obviously in the sprint race weren't really good. So please tell us what happened out there and why was this track so tough on everybody today?
Yeah, I think just the last corner is really tough. I'm taking out in the last corner twice in the future race with Erka and Patrick. And I've been taken out twice on the same way. I mean, I don't know if you guys see it in the second race, in the sprint race, but I've been taken out again. So yeah, I think the last corner is really people, and I think the chicane. I think turn 5, is that turn 5 or 6? I think.
Yeah,
turn 5, right? The Klein chicane, yes.
Yeah, turn 5. It's really easy to lose the car there. So I think, yeah, the track. I love the track, but I think it's just to nail the track is really hard. I think.
Well, it was a bit of a tough slog for you today. We hate that, but you know what? Next week we head for the final round, and the best way to rebound is to maybe look for a win there. What do you think? Yeah,
maybe. I think a win is really high for me, but I'm not the fastest driver out there. But maybe if I got luck, because some tracks for me are like really slow, but some tracks I'm really consistent and really good at, like Sebring or like this track, or like Branch Heads. Like those tracks, I'm really good at it. So maybe I can win with some luck.
Well, hey, listen, thanks for hanging in there, and you know what? Maybe we'll get who knows? Maybe we'll get a chance to talk to you next week at Brands Hatch. Keep your head up and get some practice time in for next week, and maybe things will work out a little bit better for you, buddy.
Yeah, well, thanks.
All right, fellas, that was Tom Van Hoyman. He did finish. Let's see, Tom was 24th in the feature, and is a little bit better luck for him here in the 25th in the sprint. So not a great day, but Joseph, I think you've caught up with Connor Ryan.
Yes, indeed I have. Connor, a good, 2 races for you. Zolder, I know, wasn't one of your best circuits. Talk us through what happened.
Yeah, I managed to finish both races today, which was obviously the first objective. Had a rather quiet race in the feature, was running around a P13, P14, but when I pit, I sped into the pits, so I had a 15-second penalty for that, which dropped me down. I think it was 15th in the end or 14th, can't remember, but it should have been a bit higher. And I started P6 for the sprint. Had a good start and managed to maintain around P9, P10 for the whole race. Just, fending faster drivers off, really, so managed to get P10 in the end, so I'm pretty happy with a double points finish.
Yeah, we'll have a look at the team standings. You and Ty both had really strong races for VRT. In an intense battle with Force Fizzy, not having the best of races, do you reckon you can clinch that spot in the championship?
Yeah, obviously it's been a good day for me and Ty today. We got P2 in the sprint. So, yeah, I reckon we could. Brands Hatch, it's an okay track for me. I've never really driven it too much, but hopefully we can get them.
Yep, as you said, Brands Hatch, a home race for both you and Ty. So, good luck to both of you next week.
Thank you very much.
And there you have it. Now let's go ahead and talk with Sarah Dove. Sarah, I'm going to ask you about your opinions of Zolder, but before you do that, I'm going to remind you that you did score points in both the feature and the sprint race, so you can't feel too bad about it. How does Zolder play with you?
50-50. I think there's some corners that are not too bad. They're sort of tricky, but they're not annoying. And then there's chicanes with giant, huge curves that kill your car, and those aren't fun. But the alternate layout is pretty fun.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. The main course is brutal with that extra chicane. At least the alternate opens up a little bit for that final run down there. How was your day-to-day? Were you on the pavement for most of the time?
Most of the time, yeah. I was on track for 13th in the feature before I spun and got rear wing damage. It's meant I had a 30-second pit stop. And so I started near the front in the sprint, and then I spun immediately. So it all kind of went downhill from there, and I got wing damage, and then I had to pit again. And then there was some crashes towards the end, so I got 13th, which is where I would have been in this feature. But so that kind of works out.
Yeah, you just kept swimming, like we like to say, and you bring it home with some points. Let's talk big picture here as we're coming on to the finale for Season 8. You happy with your season when you look back at it? You disappointed?
I'm a bit disappointed because partly me not having the pace that I want, and partly me not having the luck that I'd like. It hasn't been as good as last season, and there's some people that joined it really fast, and other people have gotten faster, so the pace level that I was last season has now dropped back, and it's a bit disappointing, but it's all right. Well,
Sarah, just so you know, those of us who never seem to improve enjoy your struggle, so at least
amen to that.
Yeah, at least you make some of us feel good as you have to struggle through here.
I'll put a picture of Dory on my car.
There you go. Hey, congratulations. Always fun to talk to you. Good luck in the season finale coming up. Oh, well, we'll let you out on this one. Tomorrow's Saturday. Do we have no, the MWT and both the Absolute Beginners are off tomorrow, so I guess we won't be seeing you race. Okay, well, enjoy your Saturday.
Okay. Thank you.
Right. Sarah Dove, always fun to talk to. Little bird. And I'm telling you, Sean, I said it before, if she wins one of these things, I'm retiring from GSRC. I cannot stand to see people improve.
I don't know that makes me entirely happy, the thought of you retiring from GSRC.
Yeah, well, I'm not a big enough person. I'll admit my faults. I just cannot handle seeing people continue to... Harrison Finch really bothers me. All right. With that said, I think we'll get out of here before I upset any more of these drivers. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Sean and I and Joseph, we had a good time. And that includes Joe Peak, who's in the broadcasting director's chair as well. You don't get to hear him. He was a big part of this broadcast. Let's go ahead and give our thanks. And we have to always start with the people at Apex Online Racing for organizing Formula Renault 2.0 League, and to all the members who support the broadcast. We know you have a lot of choices when you fly. Thanks for flying GSRC. thanks to the company's equipment and software that you see on the screen right now that we use on our broadcast, the original music that gives every GSRC production that unique flavor and feel, well, that's courtesy of Eric Echolm and Casey Lalonde. See the screen for how to contact each of them.
Soup, the AOR returns in 1 week for the final round, Friday, the 2nd of March. Brands Hatch is the place to be. GSRC will be there to bring you all the action. We hope you join us. See, this is what happens when I try to ad-lib. Joe, you've said it before. Sliding across your screen now are some upcoming broadcasts, so check those out. Mark them down on your calendar. And folks, if you're still watching, please hit that subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed to us, you need to do it now here on YouTube. If you'd like more information about GSRC, including a complete list of future broadcasts, you can find it all at our website, globalsimracingchannel.com. Yes, we are strong on social media at GSR Channel for Twitter, Facebook. Just go over there and type in Global Sim Racing Channel, all one word. Join us. Come have the fun with us, and we will see you on the next broadcast.
Okay, finally, on behalf of the man whose voice you just heard, Sean Ambrose, our director, Joe Peak, our camera artist, Dougie Beard, and don't forget Joseph Ashes Ringrose. I'd like to thank all of you for watching. With that said, we're off to have fun storming the castle. So until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.